Hello there, Vinyl community and YouTube. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm sitting here at Sundsvall railway station. It's time to go on the road again. This time to Umeå. Umeå is maybe one of the largest, if not the largest city here up north. No matter what the politicians in Sundsvall is trying to fool us with. I have been here once, 11 years ago. This weekend I'm going there again because at Sunday it is record fair there. Every seller who stays at the record fair in Sundsvall, who is at Saturday, goes then right after up to Umeå, whose record fair always is the day after Sundsvall's. And Umeå record fair is bigger than the Sundsvall one. So I've thought to myself, why not? I'm gonna give it a try to see what Umeå record fair is. I wanted to see that for once, to see if the Umeå record fair is what it is comparing to Sundsvall. So I decided to take a little vacation weekend here in Umeå and see what it's like. I heard it's going to be not that good weather. I hope that will be changed a bit, but I have an umbrella with me, of course. However, it's interesting to see how it goes to film with the umbrella in one hand and the camera in another one. But let's start to go there first. So I'm sitting here waiting for the train, not that train, because that train goes to Stockholm. Not this time. I'm going there. So let's wait and see. Well, that's the train, and here am I in Umeå. Finally, I have arrived after a 2.5 hour long trip. Okay trip, with the exception that the Wi-Fi didn't work, so I had no internet. But still, it's very nice to go by train. I think the 4th trip by train this year. So it's a new personal record indeed. So let's go find now my hotel. Going to be imprisoned. No! This gotta be one of the more interesting tunnels close to a railway station I've seen. They made a tunnel here filled with poems, some photos and artwork. Here you can listen to author Sara Lidman talking in some kind of an interview. You're pushing this button. And look at this, it's very artful. Look at this. Well, if you only have a piece of wood and water around you, you can take yourself to the food. So it's gonna be very interesting this to walk in this very, very interesting tunnel, trying to find the hotel. It's kind of a rip from a diary. And some kind of a ambient music in the back. Very calming, very special. Look at this clock. Look at this. Found it finally. The hotel / hostel, old prison. Yes, this has been an old prison, built 1859. One of the few houses that were remaining after a fire 1888. It looks very interesting that they have spared this old prison. It quit being a prison in 1981, and in the beginning of 2000 it was transformed into a hotel. So it's very impressive that they have actually restored this and made it some kind of tourist attraction and hotel. Whoa. Whoa. Wasn't big at all. But very, very interesting. Well, I'm gonna spend my night in a jail cell. Look at this. Look at these houses. They're amazing. Amazing made. Well, in the middle of all the fancy restaurants, I felt like this was all I wanted now after both I worked and go by train in 2 hours, and this was quite enough for me. A hamburger. This is how Umeå church looks like in daylight. Been told that it has the same architect as the one we have in Sundsvall. It's very interesting. But there was something here that I got very annoyed with. Look at this. It's a nice church, ancient, built in 1892 and was finished in 1894. Nice area. Then why the hell do they have a statue of a boy in some kind of with rain boots and a cyclops? What does this have anything to do with the church? How did I ever think of this? This is extremely beautiful. This is the place that you saw a little bit of the dark yesterday with the lights and the water, and very beautiful. This is what it looks like in daytime. It isn't less beautiful, I can say. It's very beautiful, and beautiful castle-like building there next to the cinema. Look at this bank house. I've seen during yesterday, I saw how extremely beautiful houses there are here. Extremely beautiful. Today's breakfast at Kulturbageriet. A little expensive, but looks tasty, with hot chocolate sandwich and kulturpuff, some kind of a thing with some cream inside. Yum yum. First stop today, when it comes to records, Burmans Musik. From what I've known, an ancient record store that has been going on forever. So let's see if it lives up to expectations.
Nej, jag ska resa bort. Men då är det att äta på versen. Take a trip. Jag kommer inte berätta just nu. Det ska vara roligt att få det. Det är så.
Men kapitaliseringen är ju till. Du kan ju faktiskt spänna natur. Rätt till igen med trädgården och stenar. Nu är inte jag sidan, inte jag sånt, men alltså.
Umeå Square looks daytime very interesting. Gotta say that Burmans Musik has been labeled as one of the oldest record stores up here in North. It's a good reputation and so on, but I gotta say, I'm sorry to say it, everyone in Umeå who likes that store, but I think it was very overrated, because much flea market records that I buy for $1 or that I see each and every time I go through flea markets, Ben's in Sundsvall, he wanted $4 for. And when I finally found some Carpenter's albums, Jim Croce, that I felt, yeah, this was great. It was so scratched, and they wanted $6-7 for it. So I was very disappointed. It was very expensive, and definitely I don't understand how they could have been surviving for so long if the records are in this condition. So I was very disappointed there, but I actually bought one record that was in great shape and by far the best valued album. This is George Benson, Weekend in LA. Costed me around $6, but it's a double album, live, from 1972. And George Benson live in the 70s can't be all that bad. So it was by far the best thing I found there.
Gräv där du står i ditt eget epicentrum. Nu är du Igår var igår. Kliv ur ditt eget väntrum. Gräv dig ut ur det privata. Från egen täppa, lugn och ro. Bort från mammas trygga gata. Ut till massorna. Vägen du, ja hur ska du egentligen ha det? Jag talar med dig just nu. Plocka fram din bästa spade. Kampen börjar här.
Whole lot of running around now. I'm on a bus. I'm gonna take me to the ants, myrorna. On Gräddvägen, Whipped Cream Road. So hopefully it's living up to the expectations that all the ants stores are at this moment. I feel that it's not my day today. I have trouble finding real interesting stuff right now. Plus one record store that wasn't what I expected. Here at Myrorna I only bought this Midnight Star, and it was more or less a blind buy, but I had a feeling that this is kind of 80s soul, which is never wrong. I also was at the Red Cross in the city. Some of the smallest record bins I've seen, but I found Nothing Hillbillies album missing from 1990, as I'm starting to getting deeper into the Dire Straits and Mark Knopfler. So let's head back into the city. I'm walking here down Skolvägen, the school road. A little bit tired, but there's supposed to be around this area a place called Mingus Book and Records. And as the name suggests, from what I understand, it is a store with a lot of jazz records. So I'm hoping to find that store before it closes in an hour. Well, this was interesting. A buffet here at this restaurant. We have noodles, we have taco, some beef, and we have carrots. We have all different stuff here. So this looks cozy and really nice here. So yum yum. Another Saturday evening in Umeå. A lot of people going out on parties. Holy crap. You seen all these bikes? Great that a lot of people won't taking the car home after tonight. Inside there it's obviously some kind of a guitar concert going on at the bar Plectrum. It's a very, so far, calm and nice Saturday evening in Umeå. Very, very special feeling here still. All these doors are supposed to look like jail cells. And go upstairs. There's the kitchen. Look at these. Imagine that around 15 years ago, prisoners were walking here back to the jail cells. Or should I say 100 years ago. I think I forgot to show what I bought at Mingus book and record store. That record store was also like Burman's record store that was pretty much overpriced. The records were a little too expensive. There were a lot of low budget jazz that they wanted way too much for. These Past Perfect Silverline CDs are, you can buy them new for $1 online, and they wanted around $8 for it new. So and a lot of prices I was really surprised by. But at least this time the records here were a whole lot better quality than what at Burman's. So I bought myself 2 records for around $5-6 each. I bought this one, maybe a bit overpriced also since it's a cutout, but I felt like didn't want to leave this one behind. Looked so good. This is Jimmy Forrest and Miles Davis live at the Barrel. And it's a live concert recorded in 1952. So looked very interesting. Jimmy Forrest tenor, saxophone, Miles Davis trumpet, Charles Fox piano, Johnny Mixon bass, and Oscar Oldham drums. So this one looked very interesting. And also I bought this. This is Howard McGee, a trumpet player that I like very much. That is also, like many other jazz musicians that I like, sadly forgotten. He was a great bebop player in the 40s and the 50s. This is Shades of Blue with George Coleman, Junior Mans, George Tucker and Jimmy Cobb. And the recordings are from 1961, so it's a little later, but I felt like I wanted to have a Howard McGee album because as much as I like him, I have a lot of stuff recorded. I even have a radio show from the 80s where they play a lot of them, but I don't have any real records with him on vinyl, so I wanted to have it if not for that. So it looks very interesting. They plays a lot of classic Bob standards like My Delight and Cool and so on. So very, very interesting. Total sum, it was 5 records I bought today. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more, but it is, after all, record fair tomorrow, so it's going to be very interesting. And I'm going to go to bed now so I can get up in time and be there when they're open tomorrow at 11. So for now, I say good night in Umeå.